Okay guys, welcome to another video. Now we are going to be answering question 5. Okay, and question 5 is not really much of a difficult question, but there are a few things that you need to be aware of in order for you to answer things correctly. Okay, now let's see what question 5 wants from us. They are saying that we have to determine the unknown number to make the following statements true. So we can see there, the unknown number is written as number because we don't really know which number is that. All right, let's start with 5.1. When we answer 5.1, we look at the answer, okay, and ask ourselves, what is the number that they used here for them to get 0? And the best way to answer that question is by saying, well, whatever number you multiply with 0 will always give you the outcome of 0, right? So it means for them to get this 0, they multiplied this negative 2 with 0. So our number here is going to be 0. When I say negative 2, let's do it on a calculator. In fact, when I say negative 2 multiplied by 0, what do I get? 0. That's the outcome. So my number is 0. And then let's go to 5.2. 5.2, we are given a number which we don't know, but when that number is divided by 2, we get an answer of 8. So how do we get this number? Well, we have to ask ourselves, how do we get 8 after dividing a number? Well, that might be a bit tricky, but for us to get that answer, we use an inverse operation method. Okay, how do we use that inverse operation method? We see that our answer was 8, and this 8 was found by a certain number divided by being divided by 2. So what we have to do is to say 8 multiplied by 2, right? When I say 8 multiplied by 2, so what I'm basically doing is giving an inverse of division, which is multiplication. I'm saying 8 multiplied by 2 and my answer is 16, and then I say 16 divided by 2, I get 8. So it means that the number I used was actually 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So here 16 is going to be my answer. 16 is the number I'm looking for. I'm done. We move on to this one, 5.3. 5.3 says 8 minus a number is equal to 9. Now, how are we going to get this number? We do the same thing as what we did here, inverse operation. So what I'm going to do is to take this 8 and then subtract it from here. Because it's positive here, I'm going to take it this side, meaning that I'm going to say 8 minus, or rather, I'm going to say 9 minus 8. And what do I get? I get 1. So this one is going to be my answer. And I'll show you that it is indeed my answer. So the number here is actually 1. I'm done answering this question. But let's prove that our answer is indeed 1. Actually, no, I'm doing it wrong, guys. I'm sorry. After getting that 1, I have to divide by negative 1. So I got 1. So I have to divide that 1 by negative 1. And my answer is going to be negative 1. So the answer here is actually negative 1. But I'm going to show another method that will help us get the answer for this question and these other answers. So here my answer is negative 1. So when I say 8 minus negative 1, I get 9. All right. So that's how I get my answer. The reason why I divide by negative 1 is because I have this negative. So it's more like I was solving for x here. Now let's come here. On 5.4, we have a number. A square root of a number is equal to 13. How are we going to get our answer? It's simple, guys. If I see a square root, I'm simply going to put it here, up here. So, or rather, let me rephrase. If I see a square root of a number, I know that here I have a 2. Remember when we discussed this in class, we have an invisible 2 here. So I'm just going to put it here. And then I'll say 13 squared, and I get 169. So my number is 169. You see, if I have a square root, I know there's a 2 here. So I take that 2, put it up here on top of my answer, and I get my answer. Let's confirm if this answer is correct. So when I check, I say square root of 169. Then I say is equal to 13. There we go. Our answer is correct. Now we move on to 5.5. For 5.5, I'm going to do the inverse of what I did here. Here, I have a number that is a cubed number, but the answer is 125. So if I see a cubed here, or maybe a square root, what I do is to take a cubed root. Where's my cubed root? It's over here. See, it's just that calculator is not clear, but you can see there's my cube root, this one, the one that's orange. So I press shift and then I say square root. I press this sign after pressing shift. There I get my cubed root and I put 125. Then I get my answer as 5. So my number is 5 here. Okay, let me rephrase, let me repeat that. So I'm saying if I have a cube that is at the top here, I'm going to use a cubed root to get my answer. Okay, so I'll say shift, then press square root to get a cubed root there, and then we say 125, and then we get 5 as our answer. So our number is 5. We can also confirm our answer by saying 5, press this sign, cubed, and we get 125. So that's how we get our answer there for question 5. I'm gonna make a follow-up video after this one, which is an alternative way of getting our answers. A bit long, but it guarantees that you get the correct answers. Okay, if you didn't understand the explanations I gave here, you can always go about finding the answers using the methods I'm going to explain on that next video, still for question 5. Thank you. Bye.